And there was great young footballers in Ballynakeal.
Yeah.
And Jesus, we decided I decided that we should pursue the thing of Ballynakeal and Spink coming together.
Yeah.
Pooling resources
Yeah, yeah.
But Ballynakeal then was insisting that if they played football with Spink, that the hurlers in Spink, like Paul Brennan and Dennis and Tom Miller and Joe and all them, should play with Ballynakeal.
Yeah.
So that created a bit of problem. Some of them said they wouldn't, more of them said they wouldn't. And I hadn't the full backing. I had the backing of John Miller, fair enough, that this should happen. But there was a few others then stood on the sideline,
Yeah, yeah.
But then, we decided to go with Cretty Yard, and that Spink, Cretty Yard and Ballynakeal would go together as minor.
Yes.
And we won 2 minor A finals in around 2000, 2001, 2002.
Yeah, yeah.
And we beat Portlaoise in one of them,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I remember that well, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it just showed what could be done.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's very hard to bridge that gap between 17, 18-year-olds to 23, 24, 25-year-olds, to bring. And then, there was people were inclined to go their own way. We had probably 3 or 4 lads from Cretty Yard as well.
Yeah.
But God, there was footballers there in Ballynakeal.
Yeah, yeah.
And young footballers here in Spink at that time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were amazing,
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard lads, there was Enda Walsh there. I heard lads saying to him, he's going to be a Laois senior footballer someday.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it never happened,
Yeah, yeah.
The style of him, Seamus Dwyer was
Yeah.
another one,
Yeah. You see, PJ...
Eamon Jackman, James Walsh.
Yeah, are we getting away from it a bit? Maybe is this a Laois problem that they're not able to pull the resources well together, and is that why we're dragging a bit? We'll say there's not been a good few amalgamations. We'll say the Rad Downey, Earl, Borriskil, Cotton,
the Harps,
Club Bellacolla. So, and it's obvious to see why it's happening because they're smaller families.
Well, the very first one of them that happened was down in St. Joseph's.
Yeah, yeah.
Tony Byrne was a school teacher down in St. Joseph's back in the 60s.
Yeah, yeah.
Or late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
And there was Kellaville and there was Tollerton, and I don't know, could have been another team down there.
Yeah, Ballyadams probably.
Kicking the shy out of one another at junior.
Yeah, yeah.
Fighting and...
Yeah, you got to pull them together and they won a
I
good
don't know
few
how he
senior
done
finals.
it, but you see, he was a school teacher. I didn't have the education to... there must be ways of doing it,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But we're going forward... With the families are smaller, PJ. Sure, there's going to be no set of brothers anymore.
No, there's no sets of brothers the McWees and all.
Yeah, so
he should have been playing with Spink as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're in Ballynakeal
in the parish,
yeah, absolutely. But the team came a bit late.
See, there's
for
a kind of a half parish rule there,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Well, I did play me juvenile football with Ballynakeal and Ballyrowan, of course. For all the juvenile years,
yeah. But so it's a vexed question,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be for the good of the whole, the good of the whole, rather than sections,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Now, that was I don't know whether I could be maybe clearer on it, I'd support Ballapicus every match and I'd cheer them and I'd sing the Ballapicus song and I'd do all that,
Yeah.
But when I got involved with Spink, there was no time for supporting Ballapicus
as well.
in an official capacity,
Yeah.
But it was football then.
But your son Brendan was in the goals and things, so you're nice.
And sure, I knew all the young lads from juvenile level, they all know me, and
yeah, absolutely. And sure, it was successful and a good time, and a good time in your life because it was
But I'd like to see Ballapicus, Ballynakeal, and Spink all under the one umbrella. Which you see, Spink and Ballyrowan were always the Spink area and the Ballyrowan area was an area of its own. It was a parish of its own,
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you agree with that?
I would, for sure. Yeah, absolutely, sure. Yeah.
Spink people go to mass even in Ballyrowan. Ballyrowan people go to mass in Spink.
Yeah, well, in the past, Shamey and Emil Hall and them played hurling with Ballypickers as well. And
That's
things.
right. I know.
Yeah, but so we don't know what. Probably if there was more cooperation from the county board, and maybe I shouldn't be giving out with the county board, but they are losing good players in small clubs that are not getting to play with the county team, and they're missing out on it. You were talking about the Welsh, and football, and they're not here to pull them lads in to help them. So
I know,
I don't know what's going to happen.
Enda wasn't strong into the hurling as far as I remember, as much as Seamus Dwyer, like an Eamon Jackman and James Walsh. You see, they were equally good at the hurling as they were at the football. And then like the tradition of the hurling in Ballynakill over the football kind of brought them away. I remember we played an under-21 match in Abbey Leaks as St John Bosco against St Coleman's, which was Timahoe, Vickerstown and Stradbally all welded together. And we bet him. We bet him by 2 points, what year would that have been like? It probably was in the 2003 or 4, or maybe round there. And sure, Damien Welsh was one of our better footballers, and he damaged his ankle that evening. And Ballynakill was playing a senior hurling championship match. That match was probably on a Wednesday, and Ballynakill was playing on Friday or Saturday in the senior championship. And Damien couldn't play. Because there was nasty things said about St John Bosco that time, in Ballynakill.
Yeah, absolutely.
So and I remember some of them in Ballynakill. There's only one way of playing a football, and that's with a penknife. So, the things, but you see, people in Ballynakill say good things,
Absolutely.
but they never get prominence.
No.
But playing the football with a penknife will get a great big laugh in a pub,
Absolutely,
and that's what happens.
It happens, absolutely,
You know,
but as we're after saying, there's going to have amalgamations because the numbers are not in the small communities now, so I suppose that's what's
I
going
think
to drive
John
it.
Day there now is after leading a bit of an effort in Ballypickers, to bring the juvenile sections together and see what happens after that, And it'd be lovely to see Ballynakill, Ballypickers and Spink all playing, not under a Spink jersey or a Ballynakill jersey or a Ballypickers jersey, but under a parish jersey, whatever it would be so.
Yeah, we're delighted to have them thoughts, PJ,
Please, I wish John all the best, and I don't know, Tom was listening to me there, he probably has his own ideas, and sure that's the way, but everybody's ideas should all come together and we'll have a kind of a consensus and a compromise and everybody gets a little bit of what they want.
Absolutely, yeah.
And maybe that'll happen.
I'm sure. As I was going to say, we're going to put it together. PJ, thanks ever so much for all your information, and it's great to get your thoughts. And you're always a man with the glass was half full in your life always. You can see that,
absolutely,
you're happy and you looked in the positive side of things, and you're still looking at the positive, and that's why you were so successful in life. But now I'm asking again for your good wife, Bernie, to come down here and stand beside PJ, and. PJ, he has acknowledged that you were part of his life, and he wouldn't have been as successful without you anyway, Bernie.
And you say she's wearing the Ballynakill colours. Danny, I don't know what colours I'm wearing.
We were talking earlier on about the Ballypickers song, of course, and we have established that Ned Day and Michael Cummins out of Bank of Ireland wrote the words of it, and
right. And I'd like to pay a tribute to Ned Day.
Absolutely.
Sir, I'm not the only one who wants to pay a tribute to Ned Day. Sir James Fitz there wrote that piece. I still have it inside in the office, It's well worth the time of his funeral. He read it all out there, and sure, every bit of it was true.
A staunch Ballypickers man.
Why do these people have to die?
That's a sad part about it.
That's the sad part of it.
Absolutely.
And Ned and the dramatic class and the hurling and the football. Lord God, if he was playing full back there for Spink, and he come out with the eyes outside of his head, and it didn't matter what was there, it was going out, and there was no going back.
Absolutely, No, he was a great warrior. And there's been great warriors in both Spink Club and Ballypickers, and we'll pay compliments to Tom.
Listen, there's been great people in every club in the county.
Tom had picked up the mantle, then
carried whatever is going on in the county,
we tipped on it there a bit. We're not going well in the county, PJ, and that's why we're talking about, are we missing some players, or
Yeah,
yeah, and we won't talk anymore. But anyway, after the Ballypickett song, we'll put it together. We're going to ask PJ and his good wife Bernie to sing a bit of it, or sing a few verses of it on our way out. We'll close upon that. And thanks again, PJ.
Thanks,
You're going to say
Barry.
anything else for? Do you want to add anything to the commentary or anything?
Well, do we want to add anything to the commentary? It's been a great life, like.
Yeah.
Now, there was something said to me there when some of my neighbours found out like that I was going to be doing this interview.
Yeah.
No, I just said I'm following in the footsteps of Dick Costigan and Jack Murphy.
Yeah.
There's a bit of silence for a while.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now never before Jack passed away this week. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but sure, we only live from day to day.
Yeah, absolutely.
We only
Yeah.
live from day to day, and the old maxim is like,
Yeah.
live every day as if it's your last.
Last and enjoy
sure,
it. Yeah, and I say thanks to John Day and Mary Whelan and Tom Cahill for giving me the opportunity, giving me this job to interview people. I really enjoyed it, PJ. I enjoyed that chat, and please God, we'll continue it on again next year. I don't know who we have lined up next year, but and thanks again, PJ. It was a lovely interview, and I really enjoyed
I
it.
don't think myself I talk too much, like, but sure.
That's why we picked you. I told you, PJ. We're
I know,
delighted
but
to get
I hope I
someone
said.
that talks about.
Yeah, but
So,
it's no harm to say the wrong thing as well.
absolutely not. No, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So, whenever it suits you,